Hello, my name's Rachel and welcome back to my channel. In today's video I am going to be talking you through exactly what an investment or stocks and shares ISA is. This video was prompted by one of my lovely friends who came round for a cup of tea and we were chatting and talking about investing, as I like to do. Sometimes people aren't so keen about talking about investing, but she was basically explaining that she was given some inheritance around about 14 years ago and she put it in an ISA, and she was really pleased with that because she'd be avoiding tax, which was great. However, when we got talking a little bit more, she'd actually put it into a cash ISA, which, to be honest, with the state of inflation at the moment, probably meant she was losing money. She was getting around about 1% interest a year, which doesn't keep up with inflation, which meant that the inheritance that she'd carefully saved and put in an ISA was actually losing her money. So investment ISAs are the same things as stocks and shares ISAs. I have one with Barclays Smart Investor and I also have one with Fidelity, but they are widely available. You can get an investment ISA from your high street banks that perhaps you're banking with already, or you could go with one of the more specialised stockbroker style platforms. So you could go with Hargreaves Lansdown, Fidelity, Vanguard, who else are there? AJ Bell, Barclays Smart Investor. I don't want to leave anyone out. Interactive investors. There are so many options. I actually do have a video on which investment ISA I've chosen and doing a review of the different ones. If you're interested, I'll pop that in the description down below. So an investment ISA allows you to invest £20,000 a year, and any money that you make from that is completely tax-free. So at the moment, the government will not take any of the money that you make from your investments, and you're allowed to invest £20,000 a year. I'm just having a little look at the government website at the moment. So as I said, it's £20,000, and ISA stands for Individual Savings Account. There's the Cash ISA, which is the one that we were talking about, which locks away your money and you get a slightly higher interest rate that you might get in, say, a current account, but it's still probably not going to be beating inflation, so you're probably going to be losing money. Then you have a Stocks and Shares ISA, which is the one that I'm going to be talking you through today. Then Innovative Finance ISAs and Lifetime ISAs. So I'll leave those other two for different videos. So we're just talking about investment ISAs. Now, let me tell you that investing can sound very scary, and you might think that you need a financial advisor to get started. But I started investing around about 3 years ago. It has gone very well for me, and it is not as confusing as it first might seem. So you can open up an investment ISA with any of the providers that you would like to. You could go with your current existing bank, or as I said, you could go with more of a specialised stockbroker like, say, Hargreaves Lansdown or Fidelity or Vanguard, or one of those. And once you set up that account, you can have a look at the different investments that are available to you. Now, I personally started investing in an ISA with funds, ETFs, and then also investment trusts. So actively managed funds are funds that are obviously actively managed. They have a fund manager who is looking after those investments on a day-to-day basis. You should basically consider them as a basket of different stocks and shares. So I'm invested in an investment fund called Baillie Gifford American Accumulation Fund. So you can choose a variety of actively managed funds, and they tend to hold around 20 to 70 different investments within them, and that will usually be individual stocks and shares, but they're coming as a basket. You can also buy something called an ETF, which often tracks the market, so you're getting a lot of diversification within your portfolio there. So lots and lots of different stocks and shares within that singular ETF. You can also invest in investment trusts, but we'll go into that in a different video. But if you are opening a stocks and shares ISA, it does not mean that you can only invest in stocks and shares. So I think that's what often puts people off, because I think people think, oh, stocks and shares, I'll have to choose all my own individual ones. Will I buy Johnson & Johnson? Will I buy Microsoft? I don't know what to do. When actually you can invest in these funds and ETFs that have a bundle of different shares available to you that are managed, or some are not actively managed, and it means that you don't have to make all of these confusing decisions. You will have lots of information available to you. I would always read the key information document, which you should find available on the platform that you're using, so that you can see the past performance, you can see the fund managers if that applies, and you can see the fees. Everything should be broken down. So I would just say that for me personally, I'm so glad I started investing, but you can start off very, very slowly and spend your time researching before you get going. Obviously, if you want to and you feel more comfortable, you could get a financial advisor. However, that could cost you extra money, obviously. And if you're investing with a reputable platform and doing as much research as you can before you start investing, then hopefully over time you'll be making much more than you would if you had just put your money into a cash ISA. So as I said, the tax-free allowance that you are able to invest every single year is £20,000. So you could invest, say, £1,666 a month, or you could invest £20,000 in a lump sum. You can do it however you want. You also do not have to have that huge amount of money to be able to invest. So from the different platforms that I have seen available, the minimum lump sum investment is usually about £100. For some of the platforms it's £500, and then the minimum monthly payment is £25 if you wanted to, say, set up a direct debit into that investment. You don't have to do that. You don't have to invest on a monthly basis. You could just invest that lump sum of £100 or £500. So you don't need to have £20,000 to be able to invest. You can invest very small amounts of money, and with compounding interest, your investments should grow over time, and you should see much bigger returns than you would if you were going to invest in a cash ISA instead, for example, or leave all of your money in, say, a high interest savings account, and you're still probably not going to see the returns that you would see in an investment ISA. So as I said, the investment allowance is £20,000 per person per year. So if you are married, you could benefit from both investing £20,000, so as a household investing £40,000 tax-free every single year, which is absolutely amazing. I genuinely mean it when I say that investing has changed our lives for the better. It's really rewarding to see your investments do well and hopefully leave you with a bigger nest egg for the future. Just to say, I am not a financial advisor. I'm very enthusiastic about investing, and I'm really glad I've done it, and I've got lots of videos on what I have in my own personal portfolios, in my different ISA accounts. However, I am not an expert, and if you do feel uncomfortable with anything that I've mentioned today, then please do go and speak to a financial advisor if you want to start investing and you don't feel comfortable with it. Or alternatively, you could read around the subject. I've popped a few books in the description box down below, which I found really interesting to read, that have really helped me with my investing journey as well. But I think figuring out an investment journey that's right for you, a strategy that's right for you, and getting started is just the best thing you can do, really. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. I really appreciate your time today, and I wish you all the very best with your investing. Take care. Bye bye.